Greetings everyone, welcome back to more Sonic Mania. And man, has it been a long time coming because in all honesty, work gets in the way, you know that? I mean, like, sheesh. Anyways, welcome to the second act of Mirage Saloon. I think it's actually time to actually finish this game. I hope everyone's Christmas was fantastic and they got everything that they wanted, even though, to be perfectly honest, I kind of already know what everybody's already gotten already. Most of the time, it's probably going to be the Switch because that's what everybody was going for at that time of year. People were literally just like waiting for the opportunity of getting that console, and now they got it now. I got it myself, except I didn't get it for Christmas. I got it for myself. So I guess it was Christmas. For me, it was an early Christmas gift. You can say that's all I got. Like that's really what it is. But other than that, we are finally back with Sonic Mania. We're gonna actually finish it this time because it was supposed to finish in like what? Probably like last week, I want to say, to be honest, because this game is not really that long of a game. It's really short, but overall it's not. It's mainly busyness abound everywhere, guys. Anyways, in Mirage Saloon Act 2, once we've actually gotten here, we managed to meet a recurring character known as Bean the Dynamite. Bean the Dynamite was a character that was in Sega Sonic the Fighters, which I'm pretty sure not a lot of people know what that game is. It's essentially a fighting game with Sonic characters, and yeah. But anyways, we're not only going to be Bean the Dynamite, we're also going to be meeting two other recurring characters. Say hello to the Magician Egg Hardboil Heavy. And say hello to Fang the Sniper, who literally is kind of doing the moveset that he does in the Game Gear game that he was in. I don't know why I said Genesis. Wow. Anyways, when you hit the Egg Robo twice, it will change to one of the three respective characters. You go ahead and hit her, and then you need to hit her again to do damage. And I'm getting hit like a bum. Okay, Bean, just cut it out. So every time you hit it twice, there's like a chance that she won't really change to the third character, but I think the game probably like programmed it to the fact that to give you all three of them. Anyways, this is Bark the Polar Bear. He's cool. I mean, I don't understand his purpose in all honesty. And now that we've seen all three of them, now they're gonna just go ahead and recycle them now. I Fang the Sniper. Why? How come why I jump on you? Sonic Mania is a good game. Oh, man. Oh, wait. Wow, I made that boss fight look pathetic. Actually, no, I made it look sad on my part, but whatever. Anyways, that is the end of Mirage Saloon Act 2. Not a very bad level, unique to its roots, and it's a nice thing that it was like taking from a concept of a beta stage from Sonic Lost World, or just the beta stage in general. Ah, but what's that in the distance I see there? Welcome to Oil Ocean Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Which is a stage not a lot of people like, mainly because of the badniks that are actually in the stage. They're not as annoying, because, you know, this game, you know, doesn't make annoying enemies annoying. But there's something that can actually now happen now. When you have the flame shield, what can end up happening now is that you can cause massive fires. I thought I can go through there. It just looks like I can. I can clearly see rings there, but apparently the game said no. Like most of these enemies, like the seahorses, the octopuses, they're not as annoying as they were in the original because their placements is not as dickish. So yeah, we're finally moving up in the world. We're not making dickish level designs. In all honesty, though, even if they did make dickish level designs, what can possibly go wrong? Like, seriously, what could possibly go wrong? Speaking of what could possibly go wrong, why is that game a thing, you know? Like, who asked for Bubsy? Like, in all honesty, who asked for Bubsy? Someone out there probably asked for Bubsy, and I'm really wondering who. Because I wouldn't ask for this. I guess, like, Bubsy probably saw, like, hey, Sonic is going back to his roots. Maybe I can go ahead and get my fans back. Bubsy, you never had fans. Like, in all honesty, dude, I only played one of your games, and I hated it. And I couldn't understand it. I was always wondering why I kept dying. You were a Bobcat and one-hit wonder. I mean, mind you, the new game, he's still a one-hit wonder, but it's not as terrible of a one-hit wonder as it was previously in his other games. Because now, you know, he has a protective shirt that allows him to take additional damage, so he's not a one-hit wonder anymore. He's a two-pump chump. And god dang it, he's gonna keep pumping out another game, I think. I don't know. Anyway, say hello to this guy. Wow. This guy is cool. But he's also kind of one of the dickish bosses in the game because of the mechanic that he just did right there. Now, for first-timers, aside from this being an entire engulfed in flames, because that makes sense, right? For first-timers, when they actually fight this boss, they will assume that being on this platform will be fine. The problem is, however, is that if the platform goes up to where the spikes are, you can get crushed and it'll be a one-hit kill. Anyways, the gimmick for Oil Ocean Act 2. It's essentially on fire, and the smog is causing Sonic to suffocate. If you think of it as a gimmick from Sandopolis Zone, except not with the ghost. If the smog becomes too thick, Sonic will start to lose rings. Not rapidly, just kind of like, it's like a 1 second tick. I guess you could kind of say it's rapidly, I guess. I don't really know. But, yeah, what are you gonna do? It's not that bad. The gimmick kind of goes away once you enter the boss, and you can't protect, I think you can protect yourself from the fire shield. I don't know. Like I said, this gimmick is interesting, but it's not that bad. It's fairly simple. All you have to do is just get to the end of the stage. The fire shield. Come to me, fire shield. And as you can see there, having the fire shield allows the oil to be set ablaze, which is such a unique touch that they added. Even though, to be honest, a lot of people were like saying, well, if you have the fire shield, can't you like engulf, Eggman dies in oil, shouldn't he be like, flaming the entire place? And then it happens. You still lose rings even if you have the, you still lose rings even if you have the fire shield. That's dumb. Well, to be fair, it's not really protecting you from smog. You can't protect yourself from smog. That'd be kind of interesting, but it'll also be kind of weird. And wouldn't make any sense. Anyways, so how was everybody's like Christmas-wise? Like, was it fantastic? Did everyone literally get what they want, or did everybody get those sweet, sweet socks? Now, I had like a funny joke with my friend where I kept saying to her that she was gonna get socks and not a Nintendo Switch. It was a pretty funny joke. We already knew what that she was gonna get one at some point, mainly because it was kind of obvious. Come on, the Switches were going out in style. It would have sucked though if she didn't get it, but I'm happy that she did manage to get it eventually. But man, she's gonna miss those sweet, sweet socks. Trust me, you have no idea how good it is when you have them sweet, sweet socks. Trust me, guys. Socks. They are good. They are warm and they're cozy on your feet. But you can't play with them, sadly. I mean, you can. I mean, you can make sock puppets. That's kind of a game, right? Sock puppets. I heard that's a very unique game in the Nintendo franchise. It's like the equivalent to ARMS, except not as cool. Anyways, welcome to a boss that nobody likes, mainly because of the fact that he's pretty annoying. Do not stay on these platforms for 2 reasons and 2 reasons alone. If the boss ends up dragging down the platform, what ends up happening is that you will fall to your death. Because the game will indicate it as a sinkable platform, which is pretty dumb in all honesty. But, you know, what are you gonna do? And, you know, that could happen. That's cool. Whoa. I cannot even see myself for a second. But not couldn't see myself. I couldn't jump for a second. All right, let me see. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna laser? Ah, you miss. Ah, you miss again. And you. Nothing but net, dude. Whoop. Yeah, and I died. Yeah, the problem with that boss fight is essentially, you know, if you lose your rings, that's pretty much it. And you have to, if you have a shield, the boss fight is pathetic. If you go into the mega awesome super transformation, well, the boss fight is like automatically pathetic no matter what you do. So, all right, cool. Finally, we got a ring. Let's actually keep one ring in hand this time. But yeah, this was the boss fight that everyone had a complication with. Like, everyone literally hated it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I hated it too, because this boss wasn't really fun. It's not, it's like, why is the thing? And it's like, you bounce all over the place, and it's like, it's not the kind of boss fight that you want to enjoy, you know? But I wouldn't say that it's badly designed. Like, it's an understandable boss fight. Like, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. We've always wanted ourselves difficult boss fights, and now we got them, so here we go. And I killed Eggman, but sadly he shot me again. So you know what? Instead of doing the boss fight again, I'm gonna just cut, because this is gonna be a waste of time. You guys already know how the boss fight goes. Bada boom, let's just go. Hurry up. Wow. You know what? I think I remember why people hated that boss. That boss is just... This level just sucks in general, to be honest. Oil Ocean Act 2, ladies and gentlemen, where for some reason it's not that great. Like, it really isn't. Anyways, welcome to Lava Reef Act 1. Not really one of my favorite remixes. It's not that great, to be honest. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm glad that they brought back another level from Sonic and Knuckles, but it's not as awesome as it was. The music is just not as great. I like Act 2's better. Act 2's a lot more interesting. Now, sadly, however, you notice that we had a transition where we essentially didn't really have much of a transition, because just like most levels in this game, they don't really know how to transition well anymore. It is a bit of disappointment. I think Knuckles actually spin dashes down here. Then again, I thought there was a transition when we just spin. No, you know what? I'm thinking of Act 2. Act 2 is where we spin dash down to the second act. Wow. Hey, look. You guys remember this guy? He dies the same way. You think after like what something amounts of years he remembers not to do that anymore? See, I would just use friggin' the super form and just blow through this entire thing and just finish the game, but I don't want to do that because that's kind of mean. Also, there's springs there, so if you kind of like bum rush fast, you won't go ahead and like literally fall in the bottomless pit, so don't worry. Okay, single ring right here, which is funny because that's almost like the same exact location as the previous one in the original game. So yeah. We're paying homages left and right, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, you have no fans. Nah, I do. It's just I like to be dumb. Ow. Okay, seriously, come on, man. That's not cool. Ah, good. Electric shield. I can use this. You know, I like the background because it kind of almost reminds me of Lion King, the Genesis game. I mean, the Genesis and Super Nintendo was for 2 consoles. It wasn't just for one. Gosh. You know, I kind of like to think that it was only just for one. Because in all honesty, they're both pretty hard and annoying. Those games really felt like that they can kick your ass if you're not good at the game. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of the games back in the day can kick your ass. And, we used to play every single one of them. We used to eat it up. That's why when people end up complaining about difficulties in video games, we kind of just scoff at it. Not to say that it's bad. Some difficulties is pretty... No, actually, you know what? Never mind. It really is just a thing where we're grown up. We've grown with difficult games to a point where we know, like, dickish moments in video games to a point that it's like, it is what it is. As long as it's not like, if the game's like badly controlled and it's dickish, then that's a problem. But if it's not, then who cares? Anyways, we're actually almost done with this act. This is when the acts start to get a little bit longer. So they kind of drag on a bit. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind 2D Sonics having dragged on levels, but after a while, they just need to end. It's 3D Sonic that needs to kind of lower it down a bit. I mean, you know what? What's sad too, because I think the they probably thought that people like short levels in 3D Sonic so much that in Sonic Forces they go ahead and literally have like levels that only lasted for a good 1 minute. And like, wow, even the final level that you play with Sonic is just one friggin' act. It's like, really? We wasted all of our money on this. Anyways, for this boss here, you need him to crash onto the lava plumes so that way he can go ahead and get hit by the lava. So pieces of his armor can start to break. Don't bother making him hit the lava twice because it's actually not going to do anything. I don't think he'll take damage or anything. I think, you know, once his weak point is exposed, you can go ahead and let him land on something else. Booyah. Oh, you can't break the platforms. Huh. Cool. I'm gonna use Final Fantasy XIV's logic. He has an enrage timer. Too many things gets destroyed, you're pretty much boned. Well, actually, no, not really, because you still have a platform that you can kind of land on, but it's kind of awkward if you do that. Anyways, guys, in the next episode of Sonic Mania, we'll be taking on Act 2 of the Lava Reef Zone. CCX, over and out. Laters.